So the Panama Papers have shown that there is corruption worldwide. There's a leak of a giant cache of documents, over 11 million documents that newspapers across the world are looking into now. The leader of Pakistan, along with 11 other countries implicated, Vladimir Putin implicated. He apparently has stashed away $2 billion in some of these offshore tax havens, along with his friends and associates. And a surprising name on the list to us that are not familiar with Iceland was the Prime Minister of Iceland. And guess what? We have our first person who has decided to step down because of this controversy. Down goes Sigmundur David Gunnlaugsson. Down goes Sigmundur David Gunnlaugsson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Sorry, Sigmundur David Gunnlaugsson. You're done, son. Pack up, go home. So people are, of course, wondering, what in the world are you hiding in an offshore tax haven, especially because you were making decisions about banks in the crash that they had in Iceland and banking collapse that they had there? Did you have some of your money in those banks? Were you affected by that? He's like, I don't want to answer those questions. See, you wouldn't want to be you, right? So now Putin has not stepped down yet. Now, to be fair, a lot of people are saying, well, nobody could have seen this coming. I mean, the idea that people would stash money away in Panama and that you might actually have trade deals between different countries and countries like Panama just for the purpose of the rich and the powerful being able to stash their money away. Well, nobody could have seen that coming. Really? Well, let's go and find out if that's the case. Here's a guy speaking about the trade deal that the United States was going to do with Panama back in 2011.
Panama's entire annual economic output is only $26.7 billion a year, or about 0.2% of the U.S. economy. No one can legitimately make the claim that approving this free trade agreement will significantly increase American jobs. Then why would we be considering a standalone free trade agreement with Panama, tiny little country? Well, it turns out that Panama is a world leader when it comes to allowing wealthy Americans and large corporations to evade U.S. taxes by stashing their cash in offshore tax haven. And the Panama Free Trade Agreement will make this bad situation much worse. A tax haven has one of three characteristics. It has no income tax or a very low rate income tax. It has bank secrecy laws, and it has a history of non-cooperation with other countries on exchanging information about tax matters. Panama has all three of those. They are probably the worst.
Apparently somebody could have seen it coming. So for all those people saying, oh, we are shocked to find out there's gambling in this establishment. Yeah, no, you all knew, okay, but there's only one guy who told us. Now, the establishment can't figure out why people are supporting Bernie Sanders. Well, being right for 40 straight years, pretty good reason to support a guy. A lot of them talking about like, oh, his supporters don't know any of the facts. No. We know exactly what the facts are. The ones he warned us about, the ones he told us about ahead of time. Now you might say, well, hey, wait, Cenk, be fair. Hillary Clinton was probably on the same side, right? I mean, Democrat and, progressive, right? I mean, she says she's not a liberal, but progressive, I hope, kind of, somewhat. So she was probably against the Panama trade deal, too, realizing these significant problems with it. Well, let's find out.
One of our top goals is to complete free trade agreements with Colombia and Panama. Now, I'm not talking out of school when I say that free trade agreements always raise hard questions, and they spark a lot of healthy debate in our country. But today, I'm happy to report we are making great progress on both agreements. Panama passed important new laws on labor rights and tax transparency. So this year, early this year, we intend to send Congress the legislation that would implement all three pending FTAs. Now, I think this is good news for the people of all of our countries. In the United States alone, these three agreements, Colombia, Panama, the Andean trade preference renewal, could add more than $10 billion to our economic output, and that would translate into some 70,000 new jobs for American workers.
Good one. Where are those 70,000 jobs now? I haven't seen any evidence of it, right? But there she is on tape at the same time as Bernie Sanders is saying the whole point of it is a tax haven. She's saying, oh no, man, I am happy to report that these free trade agreements with countries like Panama, we are going to do them, and we are going to do them because of their economic benefit. Okay, gee, I wonder why people are supporting Bernie Sanders. It must be because, as the establishment says, they don't have enough facts. Hilarious. I just showed you the facts. Now, okay, you might say, but again, Cenk, that's not fair. Bernie Sanders is the only person who figured it out back then. You can't put that on Hillary Clinton. You know, she went along with everybody else, just like she did in the Iraq War, just like she did in deregulating the banks, just like she did every time the establishment made a major, colossal error. She just went along. No one else could have known. Bernie was the only other guy to know. Well, if Bernie's the only guy to know and he's in the race, who should you vote for? I can't quite tell. All right, but that's also not true. One other guy at the same exact time, while covering Occupy Wall Street, also had a warning about the trade deal with Panama. Let's find out who that is.
It turns out that Fox News' parent corporation, News Corp, run by Rupert Murdoch, of course, has been lobbying in favor of tax havens, the free trade deals that created the tax havens, or not only the tax havens in Panama already existed and Fox News already takes advantage of them, but the free trade deal basically sanctions it and says the United States government cannot do anything to check it, okay? So Fox News, of course, loves that because they have 136 subsidiaries in offshore tax havens, okay? You know, that the legislators and Fox News claimed, oh, we're going to get great economic benefits for the country by doing our deal with Panama. Panama's economy is so small that it's less than half of News Corp's worth. So News Corp is worth twice as much as what the entire Panamanian economy is. Fox News doesn't care about Panama because of how it's going to help the American economy. They care about it because they get to hide all their money offshore in places like Panama. That's why they wanted to pass.
Yeah, no one could tell that the trade deals we were doing with Panama was just to help the rich and powerful hide their money, except for everyone paying attention. Why didn't the media report that? Oh, right, because they were also taking advantage of those offshore tax havens. And look at that. Yet again, Hillary Clinton agreed with Fox News Channel. I'm so sorry for pointing out facts. You know, that's just very rude of me. I should tone it down. One more thing. You know, the Clinton camp keeps saying, no, Sanders is unrealistic. He's so unrealistic the way he's been right all along. So you should vote for us because we'll give you a little bit of change. But they never told you which direction that change is going. Because Hillary Clinton did give us change. For example, we weren't at war with Iraq, and then we were. That was change. Hillary Clinton supported that action. Hillary Clinton supported deregulating the banks in the first place under her husband, and then later helped them with the bankruptcy bill. Still to this day says we shouldn't bring back Glass-Steagall so that the bankers will stop gambling with our money. So she brought us change in all those things, but it wasn't in the right direction. And in the case of the free trade deals, specifically with Panama, I'm not against all free trade deals. I was against that specific one because that one was an obvious fraud to help the rich hide their money so we pay the taxes and they don't. And everybody knew it at the time. You were either on that side, which all the establishment and the rich and the powerful were, or you were against it, which was us and Bernie Sanders, right? Or anyone paying attention who didn't have something to gain, right? So when she says she's just going to give you an incremental change, and that's more practical and realistic, you should ask her, which direction? Because all the change she's given us so far in all those different deals didn't go in our direction. It went in a right-wing direction. It went in the direction of power and money. It went in the direction of her donors. And now she tells us, don't worry, I'm going to give you some change. I say, no thanks. What leads you to believe she's going to give you change in the right direction? So if you tell me Bernie Sanders is going to try for change that's absolutely right, and Hillary Clinton is not going to try for that at all, she's going to try for just a little bit of change, but going in the opposite direction, gee, as a progressive, who should I vote for? I can't quite figure it out. Look at the tape. Decide for yourself.